Hey there everybody. So yesterday I shared with you all a document where I typed up a bunch of solo drills. Now you guys can work those solo drills just as a drill, taking any one drill, repping it out 20, 30 times or whatever. But eventually the goal is going to be to take those solo drills and then string them together into shadow grappling. Now, shadow grappling is going to be a routine where you take those solo drills and you perform them one after another, in a way that would mimic a realistic grappling exchange or a realistic grappling match, okay? So today I'm going to perform for you guys some shadow grappling. I'm going to do so slowly so I can narrate what's going on so you guys can understand how these solo drills are going to or where they would happen in a grappling match, so it'll be a little bit slower this time. But as you guys get better at this, you can speed this up and it can become kind of a pretty good workout. Now, one thing that I'm going to say before I start, it is important that you visualize your opponent. It's important that you visualize what your opponent's reactions are going to be, what your opponent is going to do, so that you guys can train yourselves to connect a certain visual stimuli with a good response for it. Okay? So without any further ado, I'll get to it. Maybe we start off here. We're in a standing situation. I'm grappling. My opponent shoots on me, and I down block. I switch stances. My opponent shoots, and I down block. Now maybe I go into a good single leg. I keep good posture. I go to a double, back to a single, and I take them down. Now I'm standing up over my opponent. I grab onto their feet. I'm going to quickly get an angle with a Toriano pass, a quick 2 steps. 1, 2. Now I'm off to a really good angle, and I can drop down in side control. Now from side control, my opponent begins to turn into me, so I begin to circle in front of them with a sprawl. I get front headlock. I circle behind my opponent. Now my opponent gets away from me, and they end up on top in turtle. So now I'm in a turtle position. I'm going to clear the hands out of the way, put my shoulder on the mat, and I roll back to guard. Now from guard, I begin leg pummeling. Maybe my opponent is trying to scoop underneath my legs for a stack pass. So I pummel back inside. From here, I push him away. I leg pendulum up. Now I'm playing seated guard. My opponent, I see them moving away from me, so I'm going to track them down by scooting. Now my opponent begins to move toward me, so I back up by scooting. Okay? My opponent goes to pass. I frame. I leg scissor to recover my guard. Same thing on the other side. They pass. I frame. I leg scissor, and I recover. This time he passes, but I take my arm in tight, so when he passes to this side, I get an underhook. With this underhook, I leg scissor, or back heist, coming up and I get on a single leg here. Now I'm stuck in front headlock. I'm going to sit back to guard. He's in front of me. I'm going to peel the chin strap away, windshield wipe my feet, sit through, and now I'm back to a guard position. My opponent backs up and gives me space, so I leg pendulum to come up to a seated position. Now from here, my opponent quickly runs around to the side, so I invert shoulder roll to recover my guard, to stop him from getting an angle. I'm scooting. Now I decide I want to stand back up, I hip heist. And we're back up here. Okay, my opponent goes to shoot, I down block. This time my opponent shoots, but it's a little deeper. So I circle and I sprawl. Now from here, my opponent is able to get up and get behind me, so I'm down again, and this time I can go into another shoulder roll, for instance. Leg pendulum, leg to come up. I'm here. Now from here, I might head heist up to my knees, and then come in on a single. I keep good posture, head up, standing. All right, this time, I'm going to do more of a cross step pass. So 1, 2, 3, and I get a sharp angle. I drop down, I get side control here. Now from side control, maybe my opponent reverses me. Now I'm on bottom. Now I have to work my bottom game. I go into a rising shrimp. Back to guard. If it fails, I end up in side control. Hands up in the mount. From the mount, I trap. I look, I bridge. Now I'm in closed guard. In closed guard, post on the bicep, good posture. Stand up, tries to double ankle sweep me. I back step. Now I'm ready to pass guard again. From here, maybe I turn out to the other side. Down to side control. Okay? So you guys can take those movements, put them together into a realistic grappling scenario, or a grappling match or whatever, and do that for 5 minutes at a time. Yeah, you can do it, again, put a timer on it. If you guys go too long, it's easy to get really mentally lazy, and mentally lazy, so you're not like visualizing your partner. It's easy to get in the habit of this. Don't do this. Now shoulder roll, leg pendulum. I'll do a bridge. Maybe I'll bridge up. But you're just kind of doing random motions and you're not actually visualizing or thinking about an opponent in front of you. I want you guys to actually see in your mind your opponent going to pass guard. I'm here, I see my opponent coming around to the side. I frame, I block, I bring my leg in front with a leg scissor. Now from here, I'm actually seeing him scoop under my legs, so I pummel my feet underneath the arms. Now from here, he gets on top. I imagine chest, I imagine heavy pressure on top of me. I drive off my trail leg to go into a good bridge to move their weight. And now from here, I'm still imagining his body weight's right here. I'm gonna move just enough to get my knee inside. I'll bring my second knee inside. Now I have 4 frames. And I can use that to recover guard. Okay, so you're gonna get out of this what you put into it. If you just lackadaisically go through a bunch of motions, just putting them together, that's okay. Like, it's better than nothing, but it's not gonna have the same kind of benefit as though visualizing a real opponent trying to do moves and trying to counter you. Okay, with that visualization, if you stay diligent about that, I believe you guys can do these solo drills, come back in a way that'll be, where you might even be better than when you left. One last thing I'm going to leave with you guys with this shadow grappling here is that when I started doing this, I was able to keep myself much calmer during training. Okay, rather than being underneath side control and feeling I need to explode really hard and heavy to move weight, I learned to trust my ability to move my own body. Imagine, if you will, a truck with a heavy trailer behind it, and it wants to move weight. Okay? If you want to start pulling a heavy trailer, it doesn't do any good to slam on the gas and give it everything you got right away. When you do that, a lot of times it doesn't very efficiently transfer the energy. What will happen is the wheels on the truck will spin, but there's no movement happening. You didn't really give the tires time to make traction to the road. You didn't really allow an opportunity for all the power to be used in a mechanically efficient fashion. So rather than being underneath side control and trying to explode and throw everything, by doing solo training and shadow grappling, I've learned to keep myself under good control, and I drive with a good, hard, sustained drive off my left leg into a position that I can hold. It's the same analogy. This is like trying to slam on the gas when you're pulling a heavy trailer behind you. Whereas this is a little bit more like putting the pedal down a little bit, letting the engine and the transmission and everything engage, letting the tires grip the road, and letting the power of the engine really do what it was made to do. So again, we're here. If I'm gonna bridge, it's gonna be a good, strong, sustained bridge with that trail leg, rather than like a plyometric explosive jump where I'm just trying to throw myself over. Okay? So if you guys can shadow grapple in this way with good, deliberate movement and visualizing your opponent, I believe that with the visualization, you'll develop good responses for certain visual stimuli. And then with the deliberate body movements, I believe you'll learn to move your body in a much more efficient, mechanically efficient, strong, sound fashion. Okay? So do some of this shadow grappling on your own. Again, set the timer for 5 minutes. Don't go too much longer than that, otherwise you'll get mentally lazy with the visualization. Give it 3 minutes maybe to start. Go to 4, go to 5, so you can remain disciplined with that visualization and try to mimic an actual grappling exchange. I hope this helps you guys.